Have you ever hit a goal that you worked so hard for and you still felt empty on the inside? Like on paper, you probably should be celebrating, but in your heart, something's still missing. Well, if that's you, you're not alone. You're just actually starting to realize there's a difference between worldly success and kingdom success. And today I'm going to talk about why that happens and how God might be inviting you into something way bigger than you even realize. Hey, I'm Seth, and if you're serious about building a life that's not just successful, but spiritually significant, you're in the right place. Success without purpose is always going to feel empty. And in Mark 8:36, it says, "What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul?" You can gain status, money, even admiration, but the shelf life of that success is short. It doesn't satisfy the eternal part of you. There was a time a client and vendor took us out for a 2-day golf trip. And in the past, when this has happened, it was completely satisfying. Last year, when this happened, I was surprised that afterwards, I didn't feel empty. I just kind of felt like, you know what? If I never went on another golf trip like this again, I'd be okay with it. But I found myself in the spot where I'm like, why do I feel like a little empty? Why isn't this fulfilling as much as it has in the past? And that's what I'm talking about, where sometimes you can get this promotion or you can experience something that is like a milestone or it's an epic trip, but you realize that there's something missing. And the reason is because it's probably disconnected from God's bigger story for your life. And when that starts to happen, you really want to start paying attention. Why is that happening? We're taught to hustle and to grind and to achieve, but spiritual success begins where striving ends. What does that mean? Spiritual success, um, or I should say, worldly success, is all about outside of you. It's about something you're trying to go for on the outside. You're trying to achieve material success. Maybe it's a title or a position or a business milestone, something external. And that provides a certain level of fulfillment, but eventually it's hollow. No matter how far you go, no matter how big you get, no matter how much money you get, because it's external, you're going to be you're going to be left with a void. But spiritual success is about on the inside. Worldly success is external, spiritual success is internal. And if you find yourself where you're striving for success, where you've actually experienced a measure of success in your life or maybe a lot of success and you still feel that there's a hollowness in there, it's time to pay attention to that. What is that? Why is that there? And the first part that we can do is to be obedient to paying attention to it. Let's not just ignore it because we have a title, because we have a business, because we're an entrepreneur. Let's not ignore that hollowness, even though we have like worldly success. There's more going on. God is trying to invite you into a new season for your life. The emptiness is actually an invitation. It's an invitation to redefine what winning really means in your life. There's a book that I listened to years ago called Halftime, and it's talking about the author was talking about the first part of his life. His focus and priorities was based on success and succeeding, and mainly externally at his job. You're proving yourself. If you're starting a business, you're proving that it's successful. If you're working a job, you're proving that you can be successful at whatever you're doing. But eventually, you reach this like point in your life where you're no longer really concerned about success. It's like this shift is happening and you're more concerned about significance, about doing something that really means something, that has significance for not only this life, but the life to come. And I think God allows us to go through some moments and seasons of external success, but he eventually like draws us into this place where he wants us to have significance. And it's in that living in significance that really starts to fulfill fulfill us. It gives us purpose. It gives us contentment. When you're no longer content with success that you've had in your past, when you're no longer content or care about titles, you're more interested in living life in a significant way, that is God's invitation for you to start honing in on what that is. And that's the life that I'm living out right now is I want to live a life that's of significance, that has impact, not just for this world, but in the world to come. And if that's speaking to you, hey, subscribe. Let's go on this journey together. Let's work through this. I'm going to be talking about this for the next however many videos. This is a calling that I believe God is putting on people's hearts, that we have the ability to achieve success and fulfillment at the same time. So if you're ready to start building that kind of life, a life of significance, not just success, if you're looking to build a life that's spiritually strong and eternally significant, I invite you to subscribe, like this, share it. Thanks for watching this, and we'll see you on the next one.